Okay, hello. Thank you for attending the parent meeting. This is a meeting that's going to be held with all families, and it's meant for the purposes of being a one-on-one meeting just to give you an idea of what you can expect this year, some of the requirements, and then some different tasks that we need from our parents. Of course, I'm Miss Rudolph. I'm your child's teacher for third grade. Okay, first we're going to look at some different pieces of information. Our classroom instruction will occur from 11 to 11:45. Those are daily Zoom meetings, and the link to the Zoom meeting can be found in our class dojo under the stories page. You can use the same link. I will also have office hours every day, Monday through Friday, from 10 to 11, and then again from 1 to 2. Office hours simply means that you are able to reach me and ask questions. However, I am generally available anytime. As long as you write me through Class Dojo, I will get back to you in a timely manner. Your student received materials from the pickup on Friday. Please store all of these items in an organized, safe space for your student. These are materials that we will be using all year long, so it's very important that they are accessible to your boys and girls. Ensure that the materials are not used for purposes other than instruction. There is some items in their materials bag that really could be very tempting to play with, but of course we want to make sure that they are preserved for instruction. And again, as I had said earlier, many of those items are going to be needed year round, especially the whiteboard and the dry erase marker. It would be a good idea to also have your student put maybe an old sock that you don't have a match to, because socks, when they're turned inside out, make excellent erasers for their whiteboards. There will be several more pickup dates scheduled throughout the school year for your student to receive some materials, whether those materials could be used for projects, could be used for holidays, or could be used for instructional content. There will also be other workbooks that arrive later in the year that students will need, and we will announce the schedule for that in a timely manner. Attendance this year will be taken on a daily basis through Zoom. Your students will receive Class Dojo points for attending the Zoom sessions. That means if they are physically in the Zoom session, they will receive a point. However, if you are not able to make it to the Zoom session and you send me a message on Class Dojo, this is very important, before noon, stating that the work that was assigned that day your student will be completing or already has completed, then your student will be considered present, even if they don't attend that Zoom. As long as you get in touch with me before noon, your student will be counted as present. Okay, we're going to be using a lot of different websites this year, and I think it could get overwhelming if we introduce them all at the beginning of the year. Therefore, we're just going to focus on a few key sites right now, and then we will introduce them as they are needed throughout the school year. So the most important site that we're going to be using is our Google Classroom. By the end of the time for you watching this video, I will have already emailed you your student's username and password for Google Classroom. I will start posting assignments on Google Classroom on Monday. A new site that's going to be used this year is the Clever website. And Clever account is going to make using our websites very easy because it's going to be a one-stop access point for your students, meaning your student will log on to the Clever account and they will automatically have access to sites such as Google Classroom, iExcel, RazKids, Freckle, and so forth, so that we're really not having to remember so many usernames and passwords, because that becomes very cumbersome and tedious and time consuming and confusing. So we're really excited to roll out Clever. It has not rolled out yet, but it will be rolling out soon, and that will be something that I go over with the boys and girls as a lesson so that they're familiar with logging onto that. If you attended Eldridge last year, you know that we posted daily YouTube videos to help guide instruction. I will be doing the same thing this year. Raz Kids will be an essential website that we use this year. By the time we end this video, by the time you end watching this video, you will also have the username and password for your student's Raz Kids account. The way we will use Raz Kids this year is I will require an assessment weekly from Raz Kids. I would prefer those assessments to be taken on Friday, and they must be on the student's reading level. Often the students will use Raz Kids and they will read books that are much lower than their level. Their assessment will only count if it's on their reading level, and we will discuss your child's reading level, and I will also be sending that to you. AR tests will also be required weekly. They can be taken anytime during the week. The book that your student reads or listens to on YouTube must be on the student's reading level. And again, I will email their level to you. And these two items are not going to start yet. This is just to give you kind of an idea of where we're going this year. You will be very aware of when it is time for your student to interact with Raz Kids and to interact with AR. Let's go back one more. Okay, communication. Class Dojo is the primary method of communication. We have every parent already signed into Class Dojo, so I'm very grateful for that. Please send all emails and texts to Class Dojo. I know some people have been sending them to my cell phone, but it really provides a much easier stream of communication for me to manage if everything is sent to Class Dojo. If you need to call me, I would prefer for you to send me a message on Class Dojo with the best phone number that I can reach you at, and then allow me time to get back to you. This is something that makes our Zoom sessions very hard. Once we are in Zoom sessions, it's really hard to communicate during that time. I've been trying very hard to answer the phone, answer texts, answer Class Dojo messages during our Zoom sessions so far, but it does become very busy, and I'm not really able to focus on the students when I'm having to answer phone calls, texts, and Class Dojo emails. So I will be trying to accommodate everybody's needs the next few days, but once we get further into the school year, maybe the next week or so, I won't be answering phone calls or texts or Class Dojo emails while we're actually in instruction. For technology concerns, please reach out to Mr. Colley, our technology teacher, and I will be making a Class Dojo Stories post with his contact information. This is a schedule of our weekly Zoom instruction, and this will start next week. Mondays, our lesson on Zoom will be introducing the math skill for the week. Tuesday, our lesson on Zoom will be reading comprehension or a reading skill. Wednesday, we will be doing social emotional learning focuses. Thursday, we will do a social studies lesson. Friday, we'll do a science lesson using mystery science. Students will have assignments in each content area on a daily basis. This is just during the Zoom what we will be covering. A few suggestions. You were given a pretty sturdy bag with all the materials that your student needs. However, I would strongly suggest moving all of those materials over to your student's backpack and leaving the backpack wherever their workspace is. This will make it easy for your student to pull out any materials that we might need during Zoom, and it also makes it easy if they are needing to go to daycare or going to another home where they can just grab their bag and they have everything that they need. The link to the Zoom session is always the same. I would suggest saving it in your bookmarks on your computer or on your cell phone, and you can find that link on our stories page of Class Dojo. Another suggestion would be after I email you the username and passwords for each of the websites, I would suggest having your student write those username and passwords on the front cover of their notebooks, and I will demonstrate how to do that with the class. Google Classroom. This is the link for instructions, on how to help you with accessing Google Classroom. You'll simply click this link and watch the video and it will help you go through that. I will be emailing this whole presentation to you. Again, also by the time you end watching it, it should be in your email for you to access the links. Just as I just said, your username and password will be sent to your ClassDojo account. Starting next week, daily assignments will be posted on Google Classroom, and YouTube links will also be posted in Google Classroom to help guide students through instruction. These are very important things that we would ask you to do at your earliest convenience. Please complete the acceptable use policy. This is very important for the district. There's a link in both English and Spanish. If you need to renew your free lunch, this is the link for that. Please click that link once I send this presentation to you and complete your free lunch form. Most of you probably already have a parent portal account. However, if you do not, this link will take you through the steps of how to create that account and what it is for. At this time, we're going to end the presentation, and please let me know if you have any questions. Thank you so much, and I look forward to working with you this year. Okay, so here's your screen. What is this? This is for